Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is June 11th, and today we're taking a look at the remnants of this atmospheric river continuing to move through Oregon into Idaho and western Montana this morning. Trying to get some sun breaks out of this for western Washington, British Columbia today might not be that easy. There's still a lot of clouds around with some onshore flow behind this atmospheric river. And the SBC has an area of some marginal risk here for some severe storms tomorrow. I think that might be overblown a little bit here. We'll look at some of the details for that. We'll also check out what type of precipitation we can expect over the next few days. Portland, Oregon set its record precipitation for the day yesterday. We'll look at some of those details as well. So taking a little bit closer look here. Here's Washington here. You can see the Columbia Basin here, east slopes of the Washington Cascades. Notice how Oregon is socked in the clouds here as the atmospheric river moves over Oregon into Idaho and western Montana here, still bringing some pretty good precipitation amounts. You can see some mountain wave clouds as you go down into California, Nevada, and southern Oregon here too. And some parts of the eastern BC might get some nice sun breaks as you go through the day today too. Trying to break out in the Puget Sound a little bit. Might see the sun peek through, but you can see there's quite a bit of clouds and there still is this onshore flow going on. Now, checking out that Portland area, you can see that kind of the rain shadow effect going on on the east slopes of the coastal range here. But then you can see it pick back up again rapidly as you go across Portland. And as you get east of Portland, some areas got over 2 inches of rain yesterday. So a very rainy day. And again, this precipitation is going to continue through much of Oregon today, through Idaho. Some pretty good precipitation amounts occurring now. But Portland did set its all-time daily record there for June 10th. And checking that out here, 1.42 inches of rain in that 24-hour period. Of course, you can see the normal just a scant 6/100ths of an inch. And that is the new all-time record for the day there. 2.6 inches so far in June. And you can see if they get some wet systems through the remainder of June, they could set the all-time record June precipitation mark as well. This is for Seattle, Tacoma. Did get to 67 yesterday. Was a little bit muggy feeling out there. Had a few residual showers moving through the area. Rain off and on at times. And you can see that very chilly day, of course, when we had our big rainstorm there going through on June 9th across the Seattle area. And again, by the end of June, we're averaging 74 degrees. And I like to highlight this big heat wave that we had. Of course, you guys have probably seen me do that the last couple of times here, but a 108-degree day was coming up here just a year ago, last June. Now, checking out, you can see that Texas is basically basting in the heat down here, the dangerous heat today. Look at some of these temperatures, 103 to 110. That does cover most of the state down there. You can see the red flag warnings down here through portions of the Southwest, and some heat advisories through California, Nevada as well. And you can see the hydraulic concerns going through portions of northeast Oregon, Idaho, and western Montana. So heads up if you're off in the backcountry, especially pay attention to your local forecast. So this is for today. You can see there is a general thunderstorm threat, mainly eastern Washington and Oregon. It would nothing too severe or anything today, just maybe a random lightning strike or two across the region. You can see some severe weather across portions of Montana and for portions of Iowa and Kansas, Nebraska there. As we go into tomorrow, they do introduce that marginal risk for portions of eastern Oregon and Idaho. I don't think we're going to get that unstable though, folks. I kind of doubt this a little bit here. So, I mean, there could be some thunderstorms. I don't think we're going to see severe storms, however, but the SPC does say that there is that potential. And this is for a day. This would be on into Monday. Here you can see the thunderstorm threat pushes off to the east here. It includes the Dakotas, portions of Wyoming, and just north of Nebraska there. Now, taking a look here, the NAN3KM, this is the composite reflectivity. This is what the radar may look like as we go through the day today. You can see that atmospheric river still pushing through Oregon into Idaho and western Montana, still bringing some precipitation across western Washington and Oregon through the day today, mainly down into Oregon. Portland might get a bit more rain today as this pushes through. Then you can see the upper level low moving through. And this is what the SPC is calling for, that potential for some severe thunderstorms. I think that they're just at best going to be strong thunderstorms that move through the region here, some lightning, some gusty winds, but I don't expect severe weather out of that. And you can see as this system moves through kind of a Puget Sound convergence zone, possible Sunday night into Monday. And then you can see that continuing on in through the day Monday as we get this onshore flow and some showers going on. But you can kind of see the spin of that upper level low that moves through Oregon there and kind of brings some much needed precip there to eastern Washington as well. So looking at the convective available potential energy and putting this into motion for tomorrow, you can see there is some instability, but it's not too terribly high as we go through the day tomorrow. And I think that's going to kind of limit that severe threat for eastern Oregon and portions of Idaho. Now, this is the UW WRF GFS. This kind of shows what kind of precipitation is going to be moving through this morning. You can see that atmospheric river shows up nicely on this plot here. And as we go through, you can see that upper level low swing these thunderstorms through tomorrow. That's what the SPC was calling for as far as severe threat. But again, I don't think we're going to get severe thunderstorms out of that wave as it moves through. But you can see some convergent zone activity coming through here later on Sunday, and some wraparound moisture still getting the higher terrain of eastern Washington as we go through. Now on this would be Monday afternoon. You can see the onshore flow giving the coastal ranges, Olympic Mountain, some additional precipitation as we go through the day on Monday to Monday evening. Now here is the NAM 3KM one more time. This kind of shows that upper level low spinning through there, and you can kind of see these tracks of these thunderstorms rolling through here. Just wanted to show that one more time, onshore flow, and then that low wrapping around there. Now here's the same thing on the HRRR. Let's see if this matches up. Atmospheric river going through today, and you can see a little bit of thunderstorm activity may be possible today. That's why they had a general risk for today across eastern Washington, Oregon. Then you see those storms, and you can kind of see it on the HRRR here. This is kind of messy. I don't think we're going to destabilize enough for those severe storms. Now going on into Sunday night, you see the convergent zone activity here, the onshore flow, and that low kind of wrapping around backdoor precipitation getting northeast Washington. Now this is the European showing how much additional precip we could get here over the next few days. And you can see Sunday's system on top of what we're going to get today. Check out some of these totals through the central Oregon Cascades coastal range down through southwest Oregon, and look at Idaho, higher terrain of southwest Washington, northeast Oregon. But look at some of this wraparound could really bring some heavy precipitation amounts across the Idaho panhandle up into extreme eastern BC here. So kind of an interesting June going on here. Some precipitation records are falling. And if we end up getting wet at any point at the remainder of June, we could set some all-time June precipitation records for some of the stations, including Seattle and Portland. So taking a look at the extended here, here's yesterday afternoon's European model here. Atmospheric river gets pushed out by the trough coming through the region here, and that would bring the thunderstorms for Sunday here. And you can see the trough bring this onshore flow continues, and the ridging tries to build in, but this trough gets in here pretty quickly. But if this trough doesn't make a direct hit, it could bring, not a couple of bad days. We might get some sun breaks in there, although the European does show another trough dropping down through next weekend. But the troughs never seem to be far away, but they do seem to be weaker. Notice that they're kind of more sporadic and a little bit more spread out. It's just this time of year where we start to get some nicer weather here across Pacific Northwest. I'll show you what I mean here by the GFS. Good agreement here. We're kicking that atmospheric river out, and then we get the onshore flows. The trough kind of moves over the Montana, Wyoming, Idaho area and kicks out. But now look at the GFS kind of drops that trough a little bit further south. This would keep us more of an offshore flow and tend to give us more sun breaks through later next week versus what the European is showing. And that's why the GFS is showing a little bit warmer temperatures. There's still a battle between the GFS and the European model here on just what's going to evolve through next week's forecast. We'll continue to watch that and try to pinpoint any nice days we may get out of this. Now here is the European. This is the 06 run last night. You can see well below average as we have this trough kind of hanging around. It shows it hanging around through next week and even being reinforced. Let's drop back and look at yesterday afternoons, and you can see still below average temperatures through the 10-day period here on the European model. Now look at the GFS. It agrees with the European on that trough hanging around through Tuesday, but then it warms us back up as that next trough would be a little bit further away here and maybe bring us some decent weather through mid and later next week. We'll have to see how this evolves. Again, some model disagreement there. But yeah, if you're down in Oregon, enjoy that one more day of rainfall down there. That atmospheric river is the real deal here across the region. Portland with the all-time daily high yesterday. Seattle, the previous day, it's all-time record high for the day. And if we keep getting wet later on into June, like I said, we might set some more station all-time June precipitation records. So watch out for those thunderstorms possible today, eastern Washington, Oregon, a little bit stronger on Sunday. SPC says marginal for severe. I don't think it's going to get severe. I think at best maybe some strong thunderstorms moving through the region out there. But yeah, so keep on leaving that feedback, you guys, and let me know where you're at, what you guys are seeing. And make sure to like and click subscribe. And I'll talk to you either tomorrow or the next day. I'll probably be out chasing there through Montana and Wyoming and some of the Dakotas as we go on into early next week. Probably Sunday, Monday, I'll be out there. So I will talk to you guys later.